chewing on a chicken wing? What is that? Is that beef jerky? Whoa. Court will now reconvene for the trial of Miss Lana Sky. Emma didn't come back. Allow me to call the next witness, the officer in charge of guarding the evidence room, Drake Marshall. We're gonna play that music, aren't they? Yep, there it is. I'm just a man, same as you, wandering the trials of civilization. You're a patrolman. As for my name, if you listen hard enough, you can hear the howling wind calling it out. Now, Mr. Marshall, let me ask you something. You were in charge of guarding the evidence room on the day the crime took place. Is this correct? What do you mean? A desperado soul is as boundless as the desert sands. No paper can sum it up. Please share with your testimony, okay? There we go. My job was to keep a wary eye on that bone orchard. They said it was supposed to make rounds 3 times a day. The room's protected by 2 security systems. If I remember right, I was at the street side saloon. I'm just an innocent traveling man, so if you're out of ammo, it's time I hit the trail. Can't say I particularly care for your attitude. Can't say I care for your beard, but you don't see me complaining. What do you mean by 2 security systems? I mean the security cameras and the ID card reader. I reckon even a cowpoke like you knows about those. He's not good with machines. My job was to keep a wary eye on that bone orchard. They said I was supposed to make rounds 3 times a day, but that didn't... Oh wait, I'm supposed to be... Oopsies. I just made sure nothing moved into the security camera, blah blah blah. Videos are nothing like that useful. If nothing useful is recorded, tapes will be erased every 6 hours. Each time I erased the tape, it felt like I was erasing part of my life. You didn't actually physically enter. He said it wasn't okay. Don't you hear what I said, partner? I told you that ain't my style. Not really doing your job, are you, Jake? I'm surprised you haven't been fired. I couldn't even tell you how a bike works. That's barely a machine. If I remember right, I was at the street side saloon. Drinking. Or eating. You abandoned your police just to eat some noodles. I'm just traveling, blah blah blah. Or as you call it, evidence. If you plan to pin me to this crime, then you better draw. Otherwise, you're just wasting my time. My steel horse is ready to carry me back into the sunset. Alright. Alright. You lie. You know how I know you lied? Because this. Officer Marshall, doesn't it strike you as odd that it is you being called in to testify like this? After all, you were in the security room at the time of the crime, and yet you dragged me down here. Explain yourself, partner. It's quite simple. You left a very large trail behind at the scene. Or to be exact, a handprint. It's a real good partner. Like I said, I'm the caretaker of that grip. I pay my respects, that is, make my rounds about once a month. It's only natural my fingerprints would be in there. No, I wish it were. You see, Your fingerprints were covered in blood. Is this man wearing heels? The blood was wiped away. A luminol test clearly revealed this. Well, Officer Marshall, it seems to me the right person in this room with a head on his shoulders. What's your explanation about the blood-stained fingerprints? Very well. Another testimony. Fun. Like I said, it's only natural when it just happened, okay? The murderer touched the locker and my fingerprint was by chance. The murderer touched the locker where my fingerprint was. The bloodstain and the print are unrelated. Or didn't you know the murderer was wearing gloves? See, I had nothing to do with it. Alright. See here.
Hold it!
That locker is his. Let's see. One of them just happened to be the same place as the bloodstained handprint. The locker's covered by prints, just so happened. Okay. One thing straight, partner, you ain't gonna get no reward from me with a mere fingerprint. You know why? The bloodstain and fingerprint are unrelated. How you know that? I may be learned by sticking my job, keep up on the reports, there's bloodstain. However, no fingerprints were detected on that handprint. Seal of blood in the desert is just food for the buzzards. So long as my trail isn't in there, you can't say otherwise. But it wasn't me in that video. You want to tie him to the pride. The video is the only direct evidence you have. But that video is next to useless. It's blind spots, places you can't see. We don't have to keep watching this, you know. I really don't want to keep watching this. If someone was familiar with the camera's position, they could leave the room without being caught. Wow, Mr. Wright, you can show us evidence in this video that indicates Officer Marshall was present. Please do so now. I don't think there is. You notice how there was a napkin now? Look at that.
Take that!
What's that? Very well. You can clearly be seen in this video. Lies in the circuit locker shown in the video. Because the thing, yeah, the hanky. Let's rewind a bit, it's not there. Oh, look, it's gone. You were in the evidence room at the time of the crime. We opened your locker when the camera was turned away. Hold your horses. Sorry, partner, but you got the wrong man. So what if my locker was open? Doesn't mean I'm the one who opened it. The murderer needed to hide something, so he opened the locker and stuck it in. Oh, boy. But you're the only person who can open that particular locker. Oh boy. Cowboy. You're gonna make me prove it? You're gonna make me prove it in front of this entire court?
Take that!
A fingerprint sensor? Yeah. Stupid. What kind of crazy talk is this? So, Sheriff, what do you have to say in 8 words or less? Is he chewing on a chicken wing? What is that? Is that beef jerky? Whoa. No! Order, order, order. This is the joke. It's the worst I've ever heard. Blah, blah, blah. I show you the same joke. Now then, please tell us what you were doing at the evidence room at the time of the crime. Ole! Please answer the question. Have a look at these floor plans. Have a look at these floor plans. There's no place for someone to hide in the evidence room. Yeah, Officer Meekins didn't see Officer Marshall. Seems Mr. Wright has an answer. That's right, the only possible conclusion. Let's hear it. Where was Officer Marshall at the time of the crime? Officer Marshall was standing right here. That's where the victim, Detective Goodman, was. No, unless the man wasn't Detective Goodman. I believe the victim in the video is Officer Marshall. It was you, dressed up like Detective Goodman. Well, that's preposterous. Meekins witnessed the detective at the crime scene. He saw the man's... Once he saw the man's face, he'd know for sure. He said he didn't see. When I entered, he asked him to show his card, and then he freaked out. Something about the officer's story puzzled me. If the man had his ID card, why didn't he just show it? He would have needed to enter the evidence room, so he must have been carrying it. The answer is simple, he couldn't show it. As you can see, Detective Goodman's picture is on his ID card. If you showed that, his cover would have been blown. Circumstantial evidence. You're gonna have to do better than that to break a detective. Unless you have hard evidence proving I dressed up as the victim. I can't particularly care for your uncooperative disposition. I can't say I care for your beer, but you don't seem to be complaining. Wow. I can see the fear in your eyes, partner. Seems you're the one who couldn't take the desert heat. Looks like your lack of experience has finally been exposed. I'll pass on to you what someone told me when I was just starting out. When you've run into a wall with no place to go, return to the basics. Evidence that came about because he was in disguise? Why do you think this locker was opened in the first place? There's no reason for Officer Marshall to open his locker at the time of the crime. Yet he did, despite the chance it might have been discovered later as it had been. Which means he didn't originally plan to open this locker. Dress up as Detective Goodman. Everything committed. The fact that the white cloth is sticking out indicates that he opened it in order to put the cloth inside. So, what was the cloth? Are you serious? We're gonna watch this stupid video again? Oh my god! I'm so tired of this stupid video! Is it for that? For some reason, you disguised yourself as Goodman and entered the evidence room. However, something unexpected happened. You got attacked. Or no, yeah, you attacked him. However, Officer Meekins panicked, and the white coat you were wearing was soiled with blood, so you had to clean it. That part. Oh my god. We're gonna have to watch that video again, aren't we? Hope you're happy now, Edgeworth. 2 years ago, if you were only half as good, you wouldn't be here now, blah blah blah. Officer Marshall, tell the court what you did, all of it. Alright, it seems the time has come. Here we go. I had to do it that day. I couldn't just stand by and let it die. I stole the Texas ID and dressed like him. I knew which cameras wouldn't be caught on camera, so the victim was really you. Traces of large quantity of blood were found on the floor of the evidence room. If no one was murdered, how could that be? I had to do it that day. I couldn't just stand by and let it die. The case? Yeah, the case. Yeah, the case is closed. Wait, okay. The case is not. Okay. Why did you disguise yourself as Goodman? I didn't make it look like Goodman was carrying out the evidence transfer. I'd be arrested for stealing evidence, which wouldn't get me anywhere. I took his ID card. I sold that morning of the incidents. That was why he was filling out the missing report. I returned his ID card. I left it on the floor in the parking lot. I mean, the fingerprint activated lock. No matter how well you disguise yourself, you can't change your fingerprints. Under normal circumstances, you wouldn't have been able to open that locker yourself. What do you say? What?
Hold it! Hold it!
Okay.
Hold it!
Those who got into the desert are prepared to live long, blah blah blah.
Hold it!
The blood found at the scene indicates a crime took place. Evidence is missing. This will have serious consequences. It can't just be forgiven with a simple cut in salary. Like I said, this isn't your case, this one is mine, and I'll do anything it takes to get an answer I'm satisfied with. The witness has an unusual amount of zeal.
Hold it!
I can't forget the SL9 incident, you know why? I don't intend to complain about how it turned out, but there's something that still bothers me. Something went down at that trial. Something no one will talk about. I don't know, that's what I'm trying to find out. Why is he so concerned with that incident? Maybe I should present him with what I think his real reason is. I had a feeling we'd find out here sooner or later. Everyone involved here is related in some way to that case. I better take another look at the files. Okay. You can't forget the SL9 incident because you were because of that. Someone died. Someone you like died. Someone related to you died.
Objection!
Page 3, I think. Or page 2. I have the SL9 incident file right here. Their name, Marshall, is mentioned in here. In the list of murder victims. Neil Marshall, are you related to this man? Yeah, I'm sure you heard the name 2 years ago. He received the same lousy prosecutor award you got. Now I remember, Prosecutor Neil Marshall. He handled the SL9 case before I did. He was killed and the case fell into your hands. What's his relation to you? He was my brother. Yeah. He was investigating the murders with Damon Gant then. So I bet Damon Gant did this. The group of detectives I was part of worked under them. We were desperate to prosecute the killer. Joe Dark. My brother fought Dark and was killed. That was the first time Dark left behind any evidence. That was all we needed. My brother couldn't have been killed by Joe Dark. I knew my brother better than anyone. No one could have beaten him in a fight. And that's it? That's your reason for your insane actions? There's more to my brother's death. There's more to my brother's death than what the records say. No matter how much you try to hide it, you can't fool me. Okay. Now we know what happened at the police department on the day of the crime. That was the last day the SL9 case could be reopened. Not satisfied with its resolution, Officer Marshall planned to steal the evidence. Disguising himself as Goodman, he entered the evidence room. Okay. No murder took place. Things that happen by chance never cease to amaze me. At exactly the same time as the murder at the prosecutors took office, a fake murder was going on in the police department. Chance, it's gotta be more than that. So if no one was murdered at the police department on the day of the crime, that means the murder in the prosecutor's office's parking lot was the real one, okay? Chief Sky, alright.
Objection!
Which is why we examined the incident at the police department today. One reason, okay. All of the mysteries of the police department are solved. The sole murder took place, and the only suspect is Lana Sky. Objection! Reaches conclusion, no one for doubt. There's no doubt what I proved today is true. The apparent murder on the security camera's tape is fake. But I didn't realize that would end up proving Lana guilty. The time for the verdict has arrived. This court finds the defendant not guilty. Oh, what the? Objection. A scientific objection, right? What do you mean, right? All I'm asking is for a minute of your time. Hear me out. I don't want to leave any loose ends. You want a minute? I'll give you 3. Alright, here we go. I was kind of in shock. I mean, finding out the SL9 incident referred to the Joe Dark killings. She found nothing. Why'd you come up here? Those traces of blood are the only clue we have. If we can't find something wrong with them, be professional. If anyone gets like land, it's you. Oh boy. The fence is troubled by the other blood mark. The handprint was discovered here. Is there a problem with this? But still, if you can find anything wrong with that blood mark, Lana will be What could be wrong with the handprint on Detective Gumshoe's locker? I object, because that's the only thing we can do. The handprint left at the crime scene clearly shows a contradiction. The statue, the cardboard thing. This thing, right?
Take that!
This thing? What about that piece of plywood? It's not in the floor plans. It's right in the way of the thing. And the blue badger is not here. So watch what happens when we put him in. This is where he was dancing at the time of the crime. There. He would have blocked it. Yeah. Yeah. That's right. You can't put a handprint with the badger in the way. What? That means it just can't be done. Blood traces were on the locker. Don't look at me. I didn't put them there. Officer Meekins was the one who brought the blue badger. When you put it down, it would be impossible to leave a handprint. So that must mean this blood mark was left there before it was brought in. On February 21st, in the evidence room, blood was spilled not once, but twice. One time was captured on this tape, when Officer Meekins was there, and the other one was before. We don't have to watch the entire thing. We don't have to keep watching this. I would really prefer we don't have to ever see this video again. Someone bled prior to the struggle shown in this tape. It had to have been the real victim. Good. Yeah.
Objection!
That's ridiculous. I refuse to accept your absurd claim. The murder portrayed in the security tape has been proven to be a fake. However, that does not explain the blood mark found in the locker or the big pool of blood on the floor. So then, assuming that this murder you purport really happened, when did it take place? Another incident took place before, okay. When did this first incident occur? Now then, okay. Oh boy. This? If the crime took place in the evidence room, then the killer would have had to enter it. In order to do so, he would have needed an ID card. So who's 77777? It's clear from the lumino test the blood was there. However, when the second crime took place, Meekins and Marshall failed to notice the blood because it was cleaned up. I would have just had 10 minutes to murder the victim, carry his body away, and clean up the blood. Unfortunately, that's physically impossible. There's 7-7. There's another dude here. Who is that? He went with 7777. Unfortunately, I'm unable to look up the owner of the ID card, at least at present. What? Belongs to someone with the rank of captain. That's because it's Gant. Dude, Gant is the real dude here. He's the murderer. But that's ridiculous, just how I'm not finished talking, right? There is one situation which would be granted such authority if he's called in as a witness. With your cover up to the forgeries, that's how the prosecutor's office operates. I I take pride in my work, Officer Marshall. I would appreciate it if you would keep your slander to yourself. To her, the defendant saying that her own executive.
Objection!
Don't be stupid, she's been charged with murder. Of course, we've looked up her ID number and it's not 77777. In that trial 2 years ago, did you really only use legitimate evidence? We still on that? Do you need the witness to repeat his question, Chief Prosecutor? I heard him fine, Mr. Edgeworth. Oh boy. Lana, I became prosecutor in order to suppress crime with the law. Before I realized that we were the ones being suppressed by the law. During that trial 2 years ago, did you really present all the evidence in court? Can you look me, an investigator in that crime, in the eye and say that you did? Drastic crimes require drastic measures. That's just the way it is. We did what we had to in order for him to get the verdict he deserved. Even if it involved forging evidence. Wow. Caught in 4K? I mean, confessed in 4K? See? That's what I'm talking about. No. That's crazy. To be continued at another time.